What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony, TGD, and you're watching a clip from the latest Gabbing with Geeks live stream. Now, if you like what you see, like the video, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, with that all out of the way, let's get into the latest clip from Gabbing with Geeks. Gentlemen, we're almost at the 3 hour mark, and we still got to talk about the biggest thing of the week.
The thing that I didn't watch.
You didn't watch the Andor?
I'm waiting to watch it. Yeah.
Waiting for what?
Waiting tomorrow to watch it. I've been busy.
Okay. Are you happy with it being spoiled, Blinded?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Bob, did you watch Andor?
Yes.
Good. All right. So, what do you think, Finbar?
I don't know if you remember last week. I said this might be the best Star Wars I've seen since the original trilogy. If the finale is as good as I thought it would be, well, it wasn't. So it's still not the best.
Oof.
There was a. So can I spoil it for you, Blinded? Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
So there was a tease of it. There's going to be a big ambush at this. Was it Spellhouse? Is that what they were talking? The ambush was going to be. So I thought, well, Saul will be back and all those guys will be there. And Tony was painting a much more colourful picture of what the episode would be. The only thing that really came up that Tony got right was that what's the guy who was ISB, the fucking.
Yeah, what's that guy?
He saves Deirdre. Yeah, Cyril, that's the one. He saves Deirdre from the crowd when they're rioting. So Tony got that right. I think you said that.
Yeah.
But the whole Spellhouse thing happened off screen. That kind of pissed me off. I was thinking the only battle that would have been a big spectacle happened without us even seeing it. So that bothered me. So most of the show was just centered around the riot that happened in what's the name of the planet now? I've forgotten. 4 a.m.
Ferrix?
Ferrix, yeah. So the funeral in the main street of Ferrix, the battle was just more of a skirmish, really, wasn't it? There was nothing major. Yeah. Space Batman didn't really do much either. In fact, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. So this is the thing that Tony theorized, that he was going to come out wielding a fucking lightsaber. That would have been awesome. He didn't do a damn thing for the whole episode. And it was a bit of a just sort of paint by numbers riot. It didn't feel like it was a finale. It felt like just something that should have happened in the middle of the show somewhere. The raid on the bank earlier on in the season would have been a better finale than this. Even the prison break. Had they ended it, if had that been the 10th episode and it ended there, I think they broke out in the 10th episode, and then they just saved whatever happens next for season 2. I would have been happy with that. I don't think this was a great finale, to be honest. The only we were all theorising what they were building inside that prison, and it turns out they were putting parts of the Death Star together.
Yeah, the satellite dish.
Which is good. I
saw that, yeah.
I know people are shitting on that. I know people are saying, oh, it's not really a big revelation, but not to get too dark here for a minute, but when he was in prison building parts to the Death Star, so it's going to add a layer to his character for when he
dies
to be part of the team that goes to get the plans for the Death Star. When you're part of a machine that is responsible for bad things happening, it affects you. And I know this because I am part of one. So,
well, Finbar, you're missing the biggest thing with that. Not only did Cassian help build the Death Star, but the Death Star is what kills him.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I mean. So that's why he feels it's okay for him to go and sacrifice himself. And he feels, I'm sure when he volunteered to go and get the plans, I'm sure he thought, yeah, there's a chance I'm not going to make it back from this. But because I'm
responsible
parts of it. Yeah, I don't know because he doesn't know that he's been building parts of it. That's us that know that. But maybe he'll find that out later.
Well, maybe he does know, but he just doesn't mention it, right? In Rogue One, maybe it's in his head, and we're getting the backstory that he's going to eventually find out. I was kind of disappointed too. I don't know if you guys know a gentleman by the name of John Campea.
Yes. Yeah. Oh God.
John Campia has a fellow on his show, Robert Meyer Burnett.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, Mr. Burnett said that you're all idiots if you didn't like this. You do not have the sophisticated knowledge base, because this was Les Miserables. This
It was
was
cinema.
Yeah, this was true cinema.
Oh boy.
It wasn't your pew pew lasers, but this was cinema where the rebellion was swelling up, and it was like a scene out of Les Miserables. And if you don't have that knowledge, you might not understand it. It might not be up your alley. And he gets it.
I'm sorry that I don't. I'm not happy with no pew pew lasers since I'm a Star Wars fan. Thanks.
Yeah. It's okay. He's not calling you dumb. He's just saying, there's a difference between being able to read and being literate, right? You can read. That's why you want pew pew lasers. But he's literate because he's read sophisticated books, smarter than you. I think that was a bad take. It was insulting to a big portion of his audience. You should not have to have knowledge of other works of fiction in order to appreciate the one you're watching, right? My parents loved Mandalorian season 1. They do not have the knowledge of watching Lone Wolf and Cub, a lot of the Kurosawa films. They don't understand that, right? But they still enjoyed it because it was still a good, enjoyable show. This, however, was a big letdown because a lot of things were being built up, this Krieger stuff with Saul Guerrera, what's going to happen, the big attack on Spellhouse off screen. Yeah, everything. This whole show is based around we're giving you information that you never knew you needed, that you never knew existed. And then this huge major thing that they start talking about is fucking off screen. Maybe we'll do another show about that battle because that's fucking off screen.
What I did like, and I know it was, I was probably thinking it was going to be a lot bigger than what it was the when Mon Mothma was in the taxi with her husband and she started planting the seed in the spy in the front's head that he was a gambler.
Yeah.
So it showed she's clever. I like the political aspect of it. I thought we were going to get something a bit bigger than that, but I actually liked the way that was dealt with.
It makes me wonder if this show will play better if you watch 1 and 2.
I think. Well, you mean both seasons when they come out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this would be a good show to watch back to back, both seasons, and then Rogue One, straight into Rogue One.
I don't think so. I think I was just going to get into that.
You think it's going to cause problems?
I think because the original plan was 5 seasons, 1 season per year, and then going down to 2 seasons. So this first one is 1 year, and then you're going to have to squeeze 4 years into the next season, right?
Yeah.
So there's going to be time jumps. So they're going to keep leaving us with gaps of knowledge. So like, this is leading up to a thing, and then we're probably not going to see the thing, like with fucking the Spellhouse thing. So like, these guys are going to be ambushed. Next episode, the time jump. Those guys all died off screen.
Yeah, you're gonna hear about events that you've never seen. Yeah, I get that. I do kind of wish it was 5 seasons now, to be honest.
Yeah, I wish it was 5 seasons, but I kind of wish it was like a show that was longer than 12 episodes.
Yeah.
That's
I was right about the final episode being about an hour. I remember saying that last week as well.
Because obviously I haven't seen the finale, but even when you watch the prison break and the heist scene, something about those it feel like they could easily end and then you could start another season.
That's because this is a complete mess of a show.
I don't think it's a mess of a show.
Ball.
I think that there was something trimmed, where it's like we have to maybe not have just 24 episodes.
I think they were overly ambitious with their ideas, and then at some point they told them, "Hey, you gotta cut it down."
But please don't get me wrong. I enjoyed this show overall. I just thought that the final episode was not as good as some of the earlier ones.
I still think it is. I mean, it's better than Book of Beta Fett and Obi-Wan, and I hate those shows with a passion. Yeah. Well, I would say it's on par with The Mandalorian for me.
All right, so let's go around. Overall thoughts on the season and the finale. Finbar, what do you think?
The season overall was excellent. The finale was a letdown somewhat, and I suppose I'd have to give the overall season a 7. I'd give that last episode a 5+1.
Bob, what do you think? Overall thoughts on the season, the finale?
I'll give it an 8. Sorry, overall an 8. An 8 season overall an 8.
I like bits and parts, and I like the idea of it, but it felt like they were cramming so much into one season, and they could have spaced it out better. I don't know. It just didn't gel with me overall. Not my kind. I like a lot of the world building and character building and stuff, but as like one series of thing, nah. I'd give it a 6.
What about the finale? What would you give the finale?
5.
Oof. Blinded, you haven't seen the finale, but your thoughts on the season so far?
I would up to what I've watched. I would say it is a good series, like in terms of it being that this is about world building and seeing the other side of Star Wars. It's not about what we normally associate with Star Wars, right? With the Jedi and good versus evil. It's kind of gray, and it follows a character that's not really important in the grand scheme of the story. So I think it's just a change of pace, and it sure it is ambitious, but I mean it's still more ambitious and more interesting than the sequel trilogy or Solo. Like those to me were just like abysmal, cliche, boring.
Yeah.
So I'd rather take this, even if it doesn't succeed in everything it accomplishes or tries to achieve, I should say. So that's my take.
Was it the John Campea show that also broke that Kathleen Kennedy may be out as well?
I don't really believe that too.
I don't believe it either till I see it. But if it is the case, then
she's not going to get fired. I don't know why people keep saying this. She's never going to get fired.
No, Bob Iger loves her. Yeah. That said, I think that up until this episode, I would have been like, "Oh my god, this is fantastic series." I was stoked for the finale. I was like, "Yes, we're everything is coming to a head, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was so let down. It was.
But we've learned a lesson, though, haven't we, since She-Hulk?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Stop getting your hopes up.
Or write better finales.
Yeah.
What's your score, Tony? Oh, sorry.
My score overall, I would think before the finale, I was going to go an 8. With the finale, I'm going to give it 6.5. It was that. It hurt that much. Not showing the battle at Spellhouse.
Yeah, that was a big letdown.
That was a big thing. Andy Serkis's character just. I know this is how we do it in Andor. We just leave characters behind, but he was such a good actor in his role that I wanted him to at least come back to like give a scene where he's getting interrogated or something, right? Whole speech,
because his fate was left up to
ambiguous.
Yeah. So he may be back in the following season. I hope he is. I like Andy Serkis.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah,
I think he'll be back.
The speech by Marva. She gives a big speech pre-recorded on BMO. It's kind of right? So it's kind of a letdown. So that's my thoughts. That's our thoughts. Let us know what you think. Thank you for watching another clip from Gabbing with Geeks. And remember, you could catch Gabbing with Geeks live every Saturday at 7:05 Central Standard Time. That's right. We go 2, 3, 4 hours. Sometimes we go all night. And we're always having fun. And if you're looking to see more from the show that this clip was taken from, you can click the link that's on your screen right now, or you can enjoy another video from this channel by clicking the other link. And remember, if you haven't done so, subscribe. Thank you. And as always, love, peace, booty grease. I'm out this bitch.